Welcome back to the Innovation Series. I'm joined here today by Jack Miller, the General Manager of Custom Marine Developments. Jack, thanks so much for being with us.
No worries, happy to be here.
Yeah, I mean, Custom Marine Developments and Make Fast, we associate with a lot of the, moving parts, accessories and sunroofs, biminis for tenders and super yachts. And, it's a fast moving market. And I'm just wondering exactly what innovation means for you at CMD and what you've been working on at the moment.
Yeah, so it's kind of in the name really, because we're custom marine developments. Kind of everything we do is innovative. It kind of, whether it's sort of having a standard product and then sort of developing it so it fits in with a specific requirement for a custom tender or something like that. So that kind of whole process takes a lot of design and innovation and testing and development, or whether it is a standard door system that we supply, but then making it fit within the confines that we're given on a specific project. So yeah, in terms of innovation, it's literally everything we do really. We've got 4 guys that are on design CAD seats permanently with sort of ability to have more. So we are always designing and innovating on all the products we do. So it's literally exactly what we do is innovate, really, is what I would say. Yeah,
so I think that especially with tenders, they're becoming such an iconic part of the vessel and something that the owners spend a lot of time on board and really starts and ends the entire experience. And so the journey on board there is really vital. So I'm sure you're getting some really interesting kind of projects to take and challenge there.
Yeah, certainly. I can't remember who said it, but it's often said that like the tenders are like the ambassadors of the mothership on the shore. Yeah. So it's kind of it's probably the most people will ever see of the super yachts is their little tender ambassadors. These little versions of the mothership, where they're all designed often by the same design houses, so all the lines kind of mirror the mothership. And it's when it comes on to shore to collect the clients or whoever, it's really sort of representing the boat on shore. And it needs to be bulletproof as well. So like as in terms of the systems on board. So we're supplying like door systems, entry systems, and roofs and things like that. And that's the first thing the client will see when they're going to come on board, essentially. So these systems, they need to work every time and be completely robust and and work every time, really. So yeah,
and they see a lot of use as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure depending on the actual boat, so some features may never be used in a year or so, but like on these tenders, they're really worked. They use them a lot. So the systems have to be really robust and just work every time. Really, they need to be relied upon by the crew and obviously the guests.
And are you seeing a lot of this demand coming from the customer, or are you as a supplier kind of leading some of these?
So it kind of works both ways, really. So depending on the level of customization on the tender, I guess it kind of stems back where it's come from. So it's becoming more and more of a sort of, I don't know if fashion's the right word, but like it happens a lot more where the tenders are designed by the main design house that's designed the mothership, so like Espen or Winch or whomever, and so all the lines match and everything. So a lot of the sort of the spec and the how the thing needs to look comes right at the start of the project, and then where we come in, it's often making the system that's being spec'd in there, whether it's like a sunroof that's got all these different panels that needs to slide away and hide and turn into the boat into an open boat. It's kind of, we have to make that sort of design and imagination into a reality, into a product that works. So that's really like kind of key we do.
And then we're dealing with tenders that have got very, very narrow clearances on board the mothership, and you have to fit a lot of work and innovation into a space that then has to be compatible with an entirely different project.
Exactly, and it really is often about squeezing it in, and we've never got too much room for the products, is what I'd say. It's always the other way around. So yeah,
sure.
That's a really sort of key part of what we do is making the things work in the space available, and that means a lot of design work and a lot of testing and development here at CMD. So we'll build something in entirety and test it and build a rig, so it's fully working system before it's sent over to the tender. And then we often go to the boatyard and install it and commission it. So we're sort of involved all the way through the process, really. So it's quite involved from us.
And with some of the trends and innovations, are you seeing some continuity between what's being applied to the tenders with the mothership and then perhaps also to land as well?
Yeah, so a lot of the products that we're sort of supplying on the tender, so we do lots of custom doors and things like that. We're increasingly being asked to sort of supply these on the motherships as well. And a lot of these automated systems, you know, on the mothership, people want to be able to press a button and a sunshade will pop out, or the bimini will deploy, and it's kind of it's a 2-second job. And instead of like the old days where they want people, you know, strengthening out bits of shading and, you know, putting up a bimini manually with lots of cable stays and things like that. Whereas, you know, with our products, they want to be able to press a button and said shade just comes out and it happens in minutes instead of, you know, half an hour or longer.
Yeah, I think that's been a real trend, is that flow of experience from all the way from, you know, perhaps even from the house all the way through to the tender and onto the mothership.
That's it, yeah, all the way through. So yeah, we're increasing our presence in that from the you know, as soon as it starts on the tender and now onto the mothership. But yeah, we haven't got anything on the houses yet, but who knows? Who knows?
And then looking ahead, if you were to, what do you see as the next trends as far as the innovation and what you've been working on at CMB?
It's kind of more and more innovation, really, more and more automation. So it's having all the systems integrate. So say on a tender, for example, we'll have a sunroof, a couple of doors, some powered windows, and increasingly we have all that controlled via our own sort of separate PLC system. And we need to be able to dial into that system remotely to diagnose any problems, and that's all integrated into one system. And, you know, then the clients want to be able to press one button and everything opens at once. You know, it's more and more sort of automation from our side of things. So yeah, we've got a couple of electrical engineers now that just specialize in the sort of automation side of our products as well. So yeah, that's kind of increasingly a request from our clients.
Well, we very much look forward to seeing what happens next with CMD and Makefast, and hopefully we'll see you on the circuit soon at one of the yacht shows.
Fingers crossed, though. That's been one of the worst bits, is no shows for the last year or so. It's kind of a bit of a shock, but hopefully it'll be back to normal soon.
I think we will. Jack, thanks so much for being with us.
Great, no worries. Cheers, Jack.